Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 143rd Annual General Meeting of Penrith Building Society. My name is Tim Bowen, and as ever, it is my pleasure to be your Chief Executive. Firstly, tonight we will have a short pre-recorded video presentation from the Chair of the Board of Directors, Will Lindsay, followed by a presentation from myself.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 143rd Annual General Meeting of Penrith Building Society. For those who don't know me, my name is Will Lindsay, and I have been one of your non-executive directors since 2015. I was delighted and honoured to be appointed by the board to the role of chair to succeed Rob Cairns in November. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Rob for his tireless work and commitment to the Society and its members during the last 10 years. This is our third AGM held virtually. When we were originally planning this event, restrictions were still in place, and whilst we would have preferred to return to a face-to-face meeting, we thought it best to follow last year's virtual format. Hopefully, next year we will meet up again face-to-face. COVID remains with us, although thanks to vaccines, slightly weaker variants, and care for each other, we are in a much better place as we move to a nearer normal lifestyle. This does, however, remain a risk to us all. During the last few weeks, the terrible situation in Ukraine, whose people are very much in our thoughts and prayers, has added to global uncertainty. This has been another challenging year for the Society, its staff, and you, our members, and it looks as if 2022 may be even more challenging through hopefully the tail end of COVID, global uncertainties, and ongoing inflationary pressures which we are all experiencing. I firmly believe we have a great team in place who are very capable of meeting these challenges on your behalf head on, which will ensure we as an independent mutual building society remain sustainable and relevant going forward. We had a good year in 2021, financially, culturally, and continued to receive outstanding feedback on the level of service provided by our team. I will let our Chief Executive, Tim Bowen, share more of the good news shortly. I would like to thank my fellow directors and Rob Cairns, who is now retired, for their ongoing good governance. Thanks also to Tim and Elspeth, our Finance Director, and Sue, Louise and Michelle, who form our executive team. Our staff have continued to demonstrate flexibility, resilience, and commitment to looking after each other and you, our members. Finally, I wish to thank you, our members, for your loyalty and custom, which has ensured we go into 2022 in great shape. I will now pass over to our Chief Executive, Tim Bowen. Many thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Bowen, and as always, it's my privilege to be the Chief Executive of your Building Society. Allow me to also welcome you formally to Penrith Building Society's 143rd Annual General Meeting, which comes to you for the third consecutive year now via virtual mediums. Whilst the members of our board are not here with me physically, please rest assured they are in full virtual attendance this evening. I'd like to thank everyone who has similarly joined tonight's meeting and the many of you who have already voted on our various resolutions. Your continuing support of the Society, particularly in these difficult times, is so much appreciated. What has really dawned on me at the time of recording this message is that it is almost 2 years to the day since the UK went into the first lockdown. What I think of when I reflect back to then was the sheer number of unknowns that we all faced at that time. What I do know, looking back over the last 2 years, is the Society has remained true to its values, and with your support and loyalty, has absolutely remained trustworthy, relevant, straightforward, and has both listened and cared about our members and staff. Tonight, you've already heard for the first time from our new chair, Will Lindsay, who I thought summarised the Society's year excellently. I look forward to giving you a little more detail in a short while. Will's appointment was, as I mentioned last year, a result of the retirement of Rob Cairns. Rob has been a Building Society stalwart for many years, and his passion, expertise and knowledge of the mutual sector is certainly missed. I wish to thank Rob for his loyal service on behalf of the board and all of the staff at the Society. 2021 was in many ways the year the Society should have had in 2020, had it not been for the COVID-19 pandemic. Whilst the pandemic continued to provide many challenges in 2021, I am pleased to be able to report that the Society performed admirably, as well as continue to keep our staff and you, our members, safe and sound. I would also like to, as I do each year, assure you that it is still very much the board's intention to remain an independent, mutual building society. We firmly believe there is still very much a place for us as your local building society, and that remaining independent continues to be the best interests of our members, our staff, and the community that we serve. You will also note again that all members of our board are standing for re-election this evening. This remains a result of the Society's decision to ensure it pays due regard to the UK Corporate Governance Code, and this means that all directors will continue to stand for re-election on an annual basis. Both myself and the board strongly recommend that you vote for all directors who are standing for re-election this evening if you have not already done so. It would also be remiss of me if I did not take a moment to thank my fantastic executive team and our wonderful team of staff for their immense dedication and superb resilience during the pandemic. They continue to go the extra mile to ensure that we deliver the required service and standards that you, our members, should expect throughout the prolonged period of uncertainty. In 2021, we also welcome back Louise Watt, who began her career at Penrith Building Society. We welcome Louise back to the Society as our new technology executive. Along with Louise's arrival in 2021, we welcome 4 other new starters, these being Lewis Hoffman, Louise Harper-Brown, Harriet Park and Jennifer Banks, all who have added so much to the Society since they joined. Regarding the performance of the Society in 2021, let me first say that your building society remains a great business, and I'm extremely proud of what the teams achieved last year when considering the challenges associated with COVID-19, as well as the market conditions. I'm so pleased to be able to report that we produced growth in total assets in 2021 of 3.98%, taking the society's assets to 126.73 million. I'm also absolutely delighted to be able to report that we advanced 208 new mortgages, which equated to £24.62 million and led to growth in our mortgage assets of 6.63% to 96.92 million. What is most pleasing is the Society is able to report a significant year-on-year increase in the profitability, from £242,057 in 2020 to £562,907 in 2021. Other key financial metrics are contained with the annual report and accounts and your annual review document. At the end of 2021, the Society again made a donation of £7,000 into areas of the local community that were most in need. And this took our charitable donations in 2021 to £17,794, in comparison to the £7,004 in 2020. This to me sums up what it truly means to be a mutually owned building society that acts both in the interest of its members and the community that it serves. As a society, becoming more aware of our impact on the climate and what we can do to lessen that impact is an absolute priority for us. We have started to review all of our processes and procedures to understand how we can reduce the amount of paper we use and transfer to a digital-first approach wherever we possibly can. This is something that you can also help us with regarding how we communicate with you moving forward. We have recently launched a fantastic cycle to work scheme for our employees, which will not only help reduce the carbon footprint of the business, but also help improve our employees' physical fitness and mental well-being. 2021 also saw us start an exciting new partnership with Greener Every Day, a local charity that is passionate about tree planting to offset carbon emissions. So for every new purchase mortgage, the Society is donating the cost of planting a tree to the charity in hopes to get involved in the actual planting of the trees in the spring and autumn of this year. Please look out also for our new Green Affinity Savings Account partner to be announced this year, so you can help us to support our green initiatives and improve our journey both now and in the future. Lastly, there have been many changes that we've had to make operationally to the Society as a result of the pandemic, and I remain keen to ensure that we continue to adopt modern ways of working. We have now been operating using a hybrid model for the last 2 years, and it is fast becoming the norm. This has resulted in less commuting for staff, which has helped reduce the Society's carbon footprint, and this is something we're absolutely keen to continue. Being able to provide you with the same services and experiences as you've always enjoyed, whilst adding further enhancements over the coming years, remains absolutely essential. And, as importantly, is being able to offer our wonderful staff alternative ways to work. Even though we are moving away from the heightened risks of the pandemic, we are seeing other geopolitical, economic and inflationary issues in both the global and the United Kingdom's economy. And this will impact us all. As always, I continue to believe that when we find ourselves in times like these, we should continue to provide high levels of understanding, empathy and expertise to ensure we provide you with the support and the experiences that you both expect and frankly deserve. I look forward to next year when we'll be able to hold an AGM for you, our members, that you can physically attend. As always, thank you for your continuing support of the Society, and I wish you, your families and friends continued health, safety and the very, very best. Thank you. Welcome back to the live feed. Due to the nature of the platform we're using to host this AGM, I will be chairing the meeting this evening. Regarding voting tonight, any eligible member attending this meeting who has not yet voted will be able to do so online at any point during the meeting until I announce the deadline. It's your prerogative as to when you choose to cast your vote. However, rest assured that once submitted, your vote will be counted. If anyone wishes to ask a question, you can do so at any point up to agenda item 6, the Q&A section. You can do this by clicking on the yellow question mark icon, which says I have a question. This will then be submitted directly to the Society via email. Please note that we will only be able to answer those questions this evening that are relevant to the AGM during this meeting. If there are any other questions submitted that do not relate to the AGM, I will endeavour to respond to those over the next few days. I can also confirm that Corporate Mailing Solutions are acting as scrutineers this evening, and it's my pleasure to welcome both Ian Horton and Sally Cross to this virtual meeting. The voting results will be announced this evening at agenda item 7 and will be available along with the video presentations and a recording of this meeting on the Society's website from the 11th of May 2022. So a copy of the notice of AGM was provided in your AGM pack, and I will take this as read. The agenda for this meeting is showing on the right of your screen. With regard to apologies, none have been received. With regards to the minutes of the AGM that was held on the 21st of April 2021, I will also take these as read. So moving to agenda item 1, to receive the auditor's report. There is no legal requirement for the auditor's report to be read at this meeting, and as such, I do not intend to do so. This can, however, be found in your annual review page, at page 23. With regard to the next items on the agenda, under Rule 36(3), as chair of this meeting, I wish that the votes in respect of the following resolutions. Firstly, to receive the director's report, annual accounts and annual business statement for the year ended 31st of December 2021. Secondly, the approval of the director's remuneration report. Third, the reappointment of Mazars LLP as auditor. And lastly, the re-election of the directors. And for these resolutions to be taken as a poll. Any eligible member who has not yet voted can do so at any point, as I've said, during the meeting until I announce the deadline. At this point, I'd like to add that 5,759 voting forms were sent out this year, and 530 correctly completed forms have now been received by post or online. This year, for every 5 votes cast, the Society will donate the funds to plant 1 tree with greener every day. This means that your votes will result this year in 106 trees being planted. In addition to this, I can confirm the Society will add another 44 trees to make a total of 150 new trees, which will be planted, like I say, in conjunction with greener every day. Moving to agenda item 2, that being to receive the director's report, annual accounts and annual business statement for the year ending 31st of December 2021. A copy of the annual review of 2021 incorporating the summary financial statement has been sent to every qualifying member in compliance with the Society's rules, as well as the Building Societies Act 1986 as amended. Incorporated within this document is a note to the effect that the annual accounts, director's report and annual business statement were available on demand from the 25th of March 2022. Moving to agenda item 3, that being to approve the director's remuneration report for the year ended 31st of December 2021. Again, as recommended by guidance issued in respect of good corporate governance, the Society is again holding it on an advisory vote by the members on the director's remuneration report. This report is included on pages 21 and 22 of your annual review. Moving to agenda item 4, that being to approve the reappointment of Mazars LLP as the Society's auditor. And moving to agenda item 5, that being resolutions for the re-election of directors, and specifically to re-elect the following: Roderick McAlpine Ashley, myself, Timothy James Bowen, Richard Leslie Drinkwater, Elspeth Louise James, Janice Lincoln, our chair, William Robert Charles Lindsay, and finally, Kevin Parr. So any members who have not already voted and wish to do so this evening should complete and submit their votes now. The voting deadline will close in 1 minute. Whilst the total of votes is being cast and collated, I will move on to the next agenda item, question and answer, which is agenda item 6. And allow me to just come away for 2 seconds to refresh the page and see if there have been any questions submitted. So I've not received any questions this evening. And I think we're about 30 seconds away from those votes being closed. And I still have no questions. So moving to agenda item 7, that being confirmation of voting results. Please again allow me to refresh my live feed and check the votes cast. So I'm pleased to confirm that over 90% of the votes that have been cast have been in favour of each resolution, and therefore all resolutions are duly carried. Finally, moving to agenda item 8, close of meeting. Let me first thank you for all attending this evening. I would also like to thank Corporate Mailing Solutions for acting as scrutineers and providing the system that has enabled those members who wanted to attend to be able to do so over virtual mediums. Many thanks for your loyalty, continued support, and I wish you a good evening. Thank you.